Most people think working harder makes you rich. The data tells a different story. Here's a number that should bother you. The average American millionaire is in their 60s. Not because they got a lucky break at 25, not because they found some secret stock, because they did one boring thing for 30, 40 years in a row. Meanwhile, you've probably been told the opposite story your whole life. Work harder, get a raise, grind more hours, and somehow, still the money disappears every month like it was never there. So today I want to kill the biggest lie you've been sold about getting rich. The idea that income is the thing that makes you wealthy. It's not. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what actually does. My name is Non-Tick Finance, and I spend a lot of time studying how ordinary people quietly become wealthy. If that's something you want to, hit subscribe. You'd think that someone earning $150,000 a year is automatically going to end up richer than someone earning $50,000, but it's not what actually happens. A huge number of high earners retire with almost nothing saved, while people on modest average salaries quietly retire millionaires. So if income isn't the deciding factor, what is? Reason 1. Inflation is a silent tax on people who don't act. Money sitting in a checking account isn't neutral. It's losing value every single year quietly while you're not looking. But if your money isn't growing faster than prices are rising, you're not standing still. You're falling behind. Most people never notice this because it doesn't show up as a dramatic loss. It shows up as, why does everything feel more expensive than it used to? Reason 2. Lifestyle grows exactly as fast as income does. You get a raise and within a few months your spending has quietly expanded to match it. A bigger apartment, a nicer car, more takeout because you deserve it after a hard week. It's not that people are irresponsible, it's that upgrading your life feels like progress. So nobody stops to notice they're standing exactly where they started, just with nicer stuff around them. Reason 3, consumer debt is wealth moving in reverse. Every dollar you send to interest on a credit card, a car loan, or a buy now, pay later plan is a dollar that is never going to compound for you. It's compounding for someone else instead. This is the part that quietly wrecks people the fastest because debt feels invisible until the minimum payments start eating your whole paycheck. Reason 4, almost nobody actually invests. Not because people don't want to, because investing feels complicated, distant, and honestly a little scary if you've never done it. So the money just sits. And sitting is the most expensive decision you can make because time is the one ingredient you can never buy back later. Put those 4 things together, inflation, lifestyle creep, debt and money sitting idle, and you get the real explanation for why most people work their whole lives and still don't build wealth. It was never really about how much they earned. Here's the part most people skip past in school, which is honestly wild considering it's the entire game. Compound interest is the closest thing to free money that exists, but it only rewards patience. Growth on your money creates more growth, which creates more growth, and the curve doesn't look like a straight line. It looks flat for a long time and then it bends upward hard. Someone who starts investing a modest amount in their 20s will very often end up ahead of someone who invests 3 or 4 times as much starting in their 40s, simply because the first person gave their money more time to compound. Time does the heavy lifting, not intensity, time. Assets buy your future, liabilities rent it out. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket over time, an investment, a rental property, a business. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket over time, even if it looks impressive sitting in your driveway. This is the actual dividing line between people who build wealth and people who don't. It's not their salary, it's whether the money that comes in gets converted into things that grow or things that depreciate. Time is the one factor you can't buy back. You can always earn more money later, you can never get more years to invest it. This is why someone who starts small and early consistently beats someone who starts big and late. It's not fair exactly, but it is predictable, and predictable is something you can actually use. Here's where it gets interesting, because the real habits are almost boring compared to what people imagine. They reinvest instead of upgrading. When money starts coming in, whether a raise, a bonus, a good year, the instinct for most people is to upgrade their life. Wealthy people, especially the self-made ones, tend to do the opposite. They keep their lifestyle roughly where it was and push the extra money back into investments. Research on self-made millionaires consistently shows the same pattern. Most of them live well below what their money could technically afford. They hold the majority of their net worth in investment accounts and equities rather than in their homes or possessions. They think in decades, not paychecks. Wealthy people generally aren't trying to double their money this year. They're trying to make a decision today that their future self will thank them for in 15 years. That single shift in time horizon changes almost every financial decision that follows it. They diversify instead of betting everything on one thing. Nobody stays wealthy long betting the whole picture on a single stock, a single business, or a single sure thing. Spreading risk across different assets is boring. It's also one of the most reliable ways to avoid the one bad year that wipes out 10 good ones. None of this requires a finance degree. It requires a different set of defaults. Reinvest first, think long, spread it out. Let me tell you about someone I'll call Daniel. Daniel wasn't rich and he wasn't struggling either. Just an ordinary income, ordinary bills, nothing dramatic. For years he told himself he'd start investing once things calmed down. Things never calmed down. There was always a reason to wait. What actually changed wasn't a windfall, it was one decision. He automated a small, almost embarrassingly modest amount into an investment account every month, right after payday, before he could talk himself out of it. Not a huge sum, just consistent. 10 years later, when a colleague on double his salary was still living paycheck to paycheck, Daniel had a number in his account that colleague didn't have. Not because Daniel earned more, because Daniel gave his money more time to work and never let lifestyle catch up to income. That's the whole story, there's no secret in it, that's exactly the point. So here's the move, broken into things you can actually do this week. Build a real budget, not a punishment, a map. You don't need to track every coffee for the rest of your life. You need to know roughly where money goes each month so leaks stop being invisible. Build a small cushion before you invest a single dollar. A modest emergency buffer is what stops one unexpected bill from turning into credit card debt that quietly cancels out any investing you're trying to do. Protect the base before you build on top of it. And then make investing boring and automatic. Set up a small, regular transfer into an investment account timed right after payday, not whenever there's money left over, because there is never money left over. The amount matters far less than the consistency. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't personalized financial advice. What works depends on your income, your debt, your goals, and your risk tolerance. So treat this as a framework to think with, not a script to follow blindly. The biggest lie about becoming rich was never that you need to work harder. It's that wealth is about income at all. It's about time, behavior, and what you do with the money that's already passing through your hands right now. So here's your move today. Open an investment account if you don't have one, or check where your money actually went last month if you're not ready for that yet. Then come back and comment day one so it becomes real. And if you want more videos like this, real numbers, no hype, nothing to sell you, subscribe. Because this channel is exactly for people who'd rather be quietly wealthy at 50 than loudly broke at 30. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building real wealth, click one of the videos on the screen right now. See you there.